Hey everyone, welcome to this video in the Meet the Speaker series. I'm here today with Sue Hanley. How are you doing, Sue?
I'm great, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can you give us a quick introduction about yourself, where you're from, and what do you usually do with SharePoint?
Sure, so I'm from Bethesda, Maryland, that's where I live, and I'm an information architect and a business analyst, and I do people things.
Things?
Yeah, not technical things. I help organizations get the best use out of technology.
And for how long you've been doing this with, well, in general, let's start in.
You don't really want to know. So let's just say longer than you've been alive. Let's just say a long time.
Long time, okay. And what brought you into SharePoint? How did you end up? Because I guess you're not working with, if you're working with it longer than I've been alive, you didn't start out with SharePoint.
No, absolutely not, actually. So I came into SharePoint really from more about what organizations use SharePoint for. So I was running a knowledge management program for a large global consultancy, and we were one of the biggest users of Lotus Notes for collaboration. And when Microsoft was building this product called Tahoe, they brought it to us to get some feedback on sort of what it was all about and all different kinds of things. So I'd like to say that I've been working with SharePoint since before it was born.
Since day zero?
Yeah, since before it was born.
So more SharePoint was, like, say, so that's about year 2000. It's been almost 20 years then.
Yeah.
Goes by fast, doesn't it?
Try being a mom.
What keeps you excited about working with SharePoint? Or you don't really work with SharePoint, you work with people?
I work with people, but of course people are using SharePoint, and what keeps me excited is that it's always changing, especially now in Office 365. It's like almost always changing every day. Major changes usually seem to happen right before I'm about to speak about them at a conference, which means we do the slides really quickly.
Or they put out a major blog post the morning of the session, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow everybody reads about it in the session except you, right?
Fortunately, that has not happened to me yet. That's why I don't do demos.
Okay. Yeah, that's a way to... starting about speaking, when did you start speaking at events? Was it before SharePoint or did
long before SharePoint. So my organization was, we were doing really cool things in knowledge management, and our CEO said, gosh, I don't understand why companies like Accenture are getting all kinds of recognition. We need to be more known for what we're doing. So I want to make sure that we're getting recognized for that great work. So we need to make a big play to get in more media and speak at more events. So my company hired a public speaking coach to be my best friend for a day, to learn how to speak more effectively. And so I really started my speaking career in the knowledge management conference space.
Okay. And do you remember what was the first ever SharePoint event that you spoke at?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I'd have to go look at all the name badges that are hanging on. First they were on my door, then there were too many, and so now I have them hanging on hooks on my wall. It'd be really hard for me to find what that was.
That'd be awesome to know, because it's a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
And you also spoke at SharePoint conferences, quite a few of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
How many of them did you attend?
The only SharePoint conference, I missed one. I can't remember if it was the very first SharePoint conference, but I've been speaking at pretty much all of them, since before we had them, and then we didn't have them for a while, and now we have them again. So yeah, I've been at all but one. And I had a lot of, fear of missing out for the one that I missed, and so after that, didn't miss any others.
Which one was your favorite so far? At least for you, because it's always a personal thing about events that happened around the conference.
It's really hard for me to say because, it's like every conference is my favorite one when because they're all so different and the people are different. Honestly, I don't know. I loved the last Ignite. I really enjoyed what I was talking about. I was really into what I was speaking about, so that was really fun. And usually my favorite conference is the one where people give me really good speaker ratings.
Yeah, you always beat me in that. That's not fair.
Yeah, well, one time I did.
With 2 sessions, if I remember correctly.
That might have been my favorite Ignite. Yeah.
Top 10 list of speakers. Well, top 9, because Sue's there twice.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. And look, I've been speaking for a really long time, and that's only happened one time. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'll remember. So talk about this upcoming SharePoint conference. You also told me you're really excited about this subject.
I am. I'm massively excited about this because I'm doing an all-day workshop on information architecture, and that's what I do. And I love talking. I really have the best job in the world. I love what I do. I love sharing that, and I love how people really react to it. And the gifts that SharePoint keeps giving to information architects are changing, and it's super exciting to be able to take advantage of them. So of course I'm super excited about mega menus, and we've been waiting for them, and we finally just got them, and I think it allows me to continue to talk about the same subject, the thing that I love so much, and yet change everything about it every time because the tools in my toolbox are changing all the time.
Awesome.
And I'm learning things. So.
Awesome. And one last question. Last year we had the B-52s at the party. What do you think is going to be this year?
Oh, that's a really good question. How would I possibly know? Tell you who I'd love? Maroon 5.
Maroon after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, even after the Super Bowl. But I would basically tell Adam Levine to keep his shirt on.
It's funny because half my Facebook feed was like, that was awesome. And the other half was like, who the hell is Maroon 5? Never heard of him before.
Well, I heard the same comment about the B-52s. In fact, somebody I ran into said
gonna make any
they were
jokes about
taking a picture because their dad would be really appreciative of the B-52s. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm going to keep silent. I'm not going to make any jokes.
Who would you like, actually? I'm curious. What would be...
Who would I love, but I know it's not going to happen? Eminem. But it's not really... the kind of...
I don't know, family friendly?
Yeah, I know who would I love but not going to happen, like I said.
Who would you love but could happen?
Let's see, who's there? Lady Gaga is there in Vegas, so somebody that is a resident in Vegas would be cool.
Well, first of all, she's the best show I've ever seen. That one of my very favorite SharePoint events was we were in Sweden at a SharePoint conference, and Lady Gaga was performing there, and I actually went to see Lady Gaga in Sweden. And whether you like her or not, she's an incredibly talented musician and incredibly gifted, and just the most entertaining show I've ever seen in my life.
So let's all send ideas to the SharePoint conference team, and let's see if we can put enough peer pressure for it to happen.
If she wins an Oscar, you think we could afford her? I don't know.
Oh, if we get enough people, maybe. Well, thank you very much for your time, Sue. And great chatting to you as always, and looking forward to Vegas.
Thanks.
Bye.